He won't let me dance with you tonight. Look at how bubbly Annie is. He still couldn't confess tonight's party was planned by Annie, and she told her dad it was just for celebrating a rare trip home, but his real agenda was to publicly announce his romance with Jack, intending to prevent Dad from interfering. A car crashed in just as reporters asked about Jack, turning the scene high octane. Seeing the chaos, Jack dropped the pretense, whisked Annie out the back, and a car conveniently rolled up. When she heard that, Annie was too shocked to speak. On the way home, her mind was a tornado. She recalled confidently stating that she couldn't track down his background, and that day she almost mentioned another reason, remembering how easily she escaped each time, and the longing she had expressed at the venue, even deep in love. Finally figured it all out, everything she thought she knew. It was super embarrassing to realize there were others involved. Her father's guilt-tripped as he explained the fuss, due to his special background. Family drama with political stakes was inevitable, and in her view, his self-protection was totally justified. Growing up in this family, Annie understood her father, but resented him over Jack. He chose to be truthful with me, no lies, and because of that, I'm actually really grateful for you. And as for the president, Dad had already caught on. The lie Annie referred to was the secret about her bodyguard, Jack. Even though she felt remorse, things had already happened, and anything she did would be too late. Honey, I know you think he's just a friend. If you want, we could replace him. Will he really lose his job? Isn't that analysis straight out of Family 101? Not from a let's pretend standpoint. So, of course, Annie wasn't about to agree to Dad's proposal. Ever since the incident, her confusion was not just about anger. Jack's closeness was either a duty or real feelings. To figure it out, she decided to play a little game, keeping Jack around for testing. I want to thank you for nearly blowing me up, giving me a sense of the impact of the explosion. Annie went speechless, then suddenly turned to a handsome guy and flashed a smile. She greeted him like a bro, but noticing Jack's icy demeanor, she decided to turn up the charm. In the days that followed, she invited classmates to the library whenever free, especially asking Jack to stay close. Jack saw through her little game, but as her bodyguard, he could only follow along quietly, no option to object. Since dating failed, Annie decided to challenge herself by entering an unfamiliar bar, embarking on her embarrassment tour. Having never touched alcohol, she went ahead and slammed back a drink like a pro. The guy across from her noticed she was getting tipsy and started getting bolder, while Jack was fuming, watching it all, and finally unable to hold back, he yelled, "How dare you treat her like that? She's my mom." "Yes, I know. She's the First Lady. That's unfair. You should take responsibility," came a voice in response. Just as Jack was about to step in, Annie stood up, swing, and headed for the stage. Just when she relaxed, Annie starts dancing wildly in front of all, drawing a dozen guys around. At first Jack thought her status would scare the crowd, but he forgot this was a bar jungle. When a guy reached for her, Jack flipped his lid and punched the guy right in the face. Jack hoisted Annie onto his shoulder and walked straight out the door, completely oblivious to the astonished glances cast his way. After countless days and nights of struggle and suppression, Jack finally reached a breaking point and couldn't resist gently kissing her forehead, allowing all of his pent-up emotions to pour out uncontrollably. He poured out his feelings and his affection for her. However, such bold revelations didn't get a brave response from Jack. The next day, hotel dancing videos went viral, drawing Annie into a whirlwind of public opinion. That ended up being bombarded with criticism too. The entire security team got pulled in too, since they failed to stop Anna's antics. Some people even lost their jobs, including Jack. Even if she was the one to regain control, she punched someone. It made her the target. Over the next week, the fallout weighed heavy on Dad, forcing Annie to return home for a press conference. She absolutely had to face the music, publicly reflecting on her actions and resolutely adopting a strong stance. "I get that things are messy right now. I need you to own up like an adult. Dad, I've always been here for you, and Mom, that's why I came back. You don't have to tell me how important loved ones are. I'm right here if you want me to grow up." So Dad was mad. He actually smiled at Mom comforting him. "I remember when I found that little duckling. As a child, we can't let her go." Plus, the entire security team got reassigned because they couldn't control Anna's wild antics. And that's my ending. Be sure to subscribe to my channel.